look really ridiculous. Obviously the angle's a bit different, no green screen. So I look a bit strange in this forest here. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so we're going to be trying to make Flappy Birds, which is a classic game, but we're going to do it with a bit of a twist. Now, I said on my phone, but I actually don't have an Android phone, but I do have a tablet, which I'm going to be trying to doing on. And the reason for this is essentially because one of the biggest things that I keep getting requested is for my FPS template to be made for the Godot launcher, for the Godot engine on Android. And a lot of people were asking me, they basically were saying like the template doesn't work. The template doesn't work, and I was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. It works fine. And then as we started to troubleshoot, it turns out they're trying to get it to run on the Android engine, the Android version of the Godot engine, and which I thought was pretty strange. But this was the first time I got the request, and then I started getting the request a lot and more questions around that, how to do things for Godot in the Android version of that Godot engine for Android. I don't know what to call it. And I thought that was a pretty interesting thing that people were trying to do. And, you know, I think it's a valid request, right? Like you have a phone. A lot of people, that's the only computer they have, right? Some people aren't so fortunate. Some people, that's all they need. But then maybe they decide they want to make a game. Hey, look, it turns out that the only engine, the only good engine, the full-featured engine that really exists is the Godot engine, as far as I'm aware. There's a few others, perhaps, but the main one, I think, is Godot, and that's really cool. So I thought maybe I'd give it a go, because basically everybody that's asked me, I've helped them to get it up and running, but I don't really know what that experience is like. So I'm going to try to make a game with the Android version of the Godot engine today, and we'll see how we go. I'm not going to use a computer at all. I'm just going to see if I can do it entirely with the tablet. I know I said phone, but it's going to be a tablet. Now, what was I going to say? The tablet, it has like, I think Samsung is probably a really good device to do this with, because obviously it's got DeX. So if you did want more screen space, you could use a Samsung DeX to actually have like a pretty good experience, at least for me. Oh, that's right. What I was going to say is that I'm secretly an iPad child, not really raised on an iPad, but I do take this tablet with me pretty much everywhere I go. And it's essentially what I use as a laptop. And I think, at least in my experience, using it as like a secondary device in terms of the fact, like if I'm not doing things on the big computer, I'm doing it on the tablet. And, you know, if you've got a keyboard and mouse with it, it basically functions like a computer. I find it to be very similar, you know, in terms of experience, especially through the browser. I think where a lot of people get tripped up is they think that there needs to be an app for your tablet, or like, you know, like, oh, there's no app for Reddit, or there's no app for, I mean, there is an app for Facebook, but, you know, like things that don't work well on the tablet. Well, you know, it's an 11-inch screen, so like just open it up on the browser like you would for your computer, and it's basically the same experience. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point that I'm trying to make is I think tablets are really good devices and basically like computers these days. So I don't anticipate to have too many issues, but I am using the tablet screen, which is why the camera looks a bit strange, because I've angled it a bit down because I'm going to be looking down at that screen quite a lot. I could have it up on my monitor because, like I said, it's a Samsung and it supports DeX, but I feel like that's cheating. So I'm going to try to do it with the touch screen. Or actually, that's a lie. I've got a keyboard attached to it because like it would be insane not to. And realistically, every computer, every phone, I should say, supports Bluetooth, and you can just connect a computer, like a keyboard and a mouse to it, and it is fine, you know. So I don't think I have a hotkey for this, so I'm gonna go desktop. No chat, yeah, that works. Okay, cool. So this is my tablet. Hopefully, I don't leak any personal information. Nah, I should be fine. So I've got the Godot editor already installed. And I've been playing around a little bit with it. I think we're going to have some problems entering and exiting applications. I actually don't know how that works. I just end up exiting the entire application altogether. And I've done a test. Obviously, I've worked to make sure that my FPS controller does actually launch on this. So like you can see, even though FPS Pro launches without too many issues, I think this one works. It's slow though. So that's the biggest issue. So like in terms of doing a full 3D game, I mean, a lot of people, like I said, have been coming to me and asking me about like making the FPS template work for the Android editor, but like the performance is pretty subpar in some circumstances. I think it's a little bit better for the regular FPS controller, but we've been hanging here for a while. So maybe this one's not going to work. I didn't test it before, but I know the FPS controller does. So if this one doesn't launch, it's probably more to do. One thing I have noticed as well with the Android editor is that sometimes if you download stuff from the internet, it won't launch the first time, and then you just have to give it another go. Like I don't even think I launched that. Hang on a second. Let me get the mouse up, and I don't think I've got the keyboard connected either, but yeah, I didn't even click that properly. You got to double click. My bad. So a more like performant project can work, but the people that I did speak to, like the 4 or 5 people that I have talked to about like making games on Android devices, not making a game for an Android device, but actually making a game on an Android device, you know, like they're doing it on devices that aren't exactly performant. So like, I don't know, maybe it's something you just have to consider. Like I have a Snapdragon 855 in this, and that's enough to run this particular project. I think it's still a bit like sluggish, but you could do it if you really had to. Where is the mouse? It's still loading. So, you know, there's a lot that you have to sort of consider if you did actually plan to do this. I mean, I don't recommend that you do. Everyone that I spoke to, I was just like, you know, like good luck. But here we go. Is it? I can't see the mouse. It's not connected. We might have technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. Do I have only like, oh no, it's gonna be okay. Okay, so I don't know, let's just run the project, see what happens. And the other thing that people were saying is that if it crashes, you can't like check at the debugger because it does full screen no matter what you do. So this is a very old version and it does not look good. So yeah, I guess not. And so like getting out of this project, Alt F4, right? And that just kills the entire app. So you've got problems there as well. Anyway, let's create a new project. I just call it Flappy Bird clone for Android. I'm going to use mobile, but like compatibility sort of works a bit better, I think. I'm going to create a folder. Storage is another thing that I think really kind of behaves very strangely on Android devices or like mobile devices in general. Like iPhones are actually worse. So we'll go with that. We'll get that started. And you know what? I think I forgot to tell people that I was actually streaming. So let's go back to the desktop. So silly. Channel. Copy. Delete. Gonna have to change the keyboard too. Let's see, I'll say making a game on my phone. Brackets, not for my phone. On my phone. Send now. Okay. Oh yeah, I should tweet that as well. That's actually like pretty, that's a killer tweet. Also, like, I don't know if you can hear me because the mic placement's a bit strange. The problem I have is like the device is like below everything. So it kind of like makes it a bit weird to actually do things. Hashtag Godot. Hashtag game dev. Okay. Let's get back to that so I can see that. Alrighty. So we are in this. So let's just get the keyboard and mouse back on this device. I suppose I could have told you guys this was just my phone and you guys probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Honestly, it has a little bit of trouble connecting the mouse back every time I disconnect it. Which is it's a bit annoying. Okay, we're back in it. Flappy Bird clone, let's go with that. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be a 2D game, obviously. So we can start by just, oh, excuse me. Getting into that. We'll just make a 2D scene. Level. Right, and we'll need to add a character body. And it's going to need a collision shape as well. The thing I'm most curious about this particular idea is like what actually happens when you've finished your game. Like how do you export it? You know? Like how does that work? Because that's like, where am I? Hey, how are you? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm back. Auditors have been kicking my butt lately. But we're going to try and get a stream in today. We're doing a little bit of a challenge. I think I'm going to call this series Game Dev Misadventures because like this is just one of the sillier ideas I've had and I think it's just going to be a bit of fun. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, okay, well, it's still connected. All right, so we've got a character body 2D. Okay, so typically, what's its position? I might save this as a scene. I suppose if we're going to do everything in one scene, maybe it doesn't matter. Well, actually, to be honest, it kind of does because I do want it to be, say, branches scene, right? I do want it to be something that we can move around because it needs to be positioned sort of in the middle of the screen, right? So I'd just be like the burb, save. We can just save it in the directory. That's fine. What does this scene look like? It's got a character body. Its transform is 0, 0, 0, which is exactly what we want. And to be honest, that's a little bit off. Actually, all of this stuff is a little bit off now that I think about it. So let's just reset all of this. Awesome. Are you working on a jam? No, I'm doing my own. So I guess if you can't tell, this is not a computer. Well, it is, but I guess it depends on your definition of what a computer is. This is an Android device, and I'm seeing because, like, I don't know if you're aware, about a year ago, the Godot engine was launched, officially supported on Android devices. So you can make a game with an Android device. I don't know if you should. We're about to find that out. So I've got my tablet here, and yeah, this is just to see what's possible. I guess we're gonna call this Beb, and it'll need a character script. It's gonna have the basics, I guess. That's fine. So one of the things that we do want, obviously, we want to keep the jump velocity, right? Because the bird's just gonna fall. But the directional velocity, we just want to keep it going in a single direction. So for the moment, we actually don't want this, but what we do really want is we want to keep the direction, the velocity x equals move towards if direction, otherwise move towards 0. So this is what we want. I'm going to comment out, that's going to get cranky at me. Comment out that, or fast-paced development, fast project development and publish. Maybe you're a bit behind. Anyway, so the direction though is just going to be to the right of the screen. So I think that's X positive 1. So it's actually just going to be get axis. So it's a vector 2, right? And it's going to be 1 and 0, right? And I actually, what I'm going to do at the moment, we are going to want this. I'm just going to comment it out so that we don't fall off the screen, because I don't think that's going to be what we want to see right now. But what I do want to do is just see if it moves in the direction that I expect it to. I'll go back to this scene and I will save this scene as the level. And I'll grab our character body 2D and I'll just move him somewhere into the screen. Now, before I actually launch the game, because I have been noticing that there's a bit of trouble with it's hard to develop on a touch screen with on-screen keyboard, so you didn't use it. Yeah, what I would be curious to know, because I've been talking to a lot of people that have tried to do this, but like if you get Bluetooth, you can connect a keyboard, or even like a USB-C dongle, you can connect a keyboard and mouse. That's what I've done, and it works really well. I mean, to be honest, like I explained a little bit earlier on that like I use my tablet for basically everything when I'm not at my desk. So like if I'm in the kitchen, like working on something with my wife, or if I'm like out and about, like if I'm traveling, I'll take this with me and I do everything on it. Am I using a mouse and keyboard? I am using a mouse and keyboard. And occasionally I'll use the touch. I've got the little stick. But yeah, I don't know, like you can connect a mouse and keyboard so easily to an Android device. It just doesn't make sense not to do it. If we wanted to use on-screen keyboard, we'd be here all day. It would actually be a very boring stream. I don't think I'd get done. Okay, so I was gonna add a button basically to close the game, because there doesn't seem to be a way to do that. So I'm just going to put it in the top left corner. That's fine. I'll call it quit for now. I think if I press the back button, it would exit out properly. I don't know. Just because it goes full screen, it's kind of hard to tell. So basically, we're just going to connect up the node. Pressed to itself. And we'll get tree.quit, right? That should be fine. Let's see. Select current. It's slow to load, isn't it? Or is it crashed? Yeah, see, this is the problem, isn't it? If there's a problem with it, how can you tell? You just have to exit out. You don't get the error message. That's I think a bit of an issue. That is actually like, and you know what? I have to apologize to the guy that I was talking to the other day, because I was like, that doesn't seem right. Like, I feel like they would code around that, but do you get to see the errors? I removed a lot of stuff from this particular func code, so maybe it's like no good. There's no camera in the scene, that's what it is. Let's put a camera. No, it's got to be. So you comfortable working on a tablet? I'm a PC person. There might be a market for this. Yeah, I mean, I've never tried anything like this, but I don't have any issues like doing going on social media. Like when I was in Italy, I was posting videos to the channel with the tablet. Obviously, I wasn't making videos, but oh my god, this is actually a problem. This is really going to put me to the test, because how am I going to know what the issue is if I don't have the debugger. Yo, that's crazy. Anchor mode, drag center, fix top left, offset. There's a way to, in 2D, to like move the camera so that it takes up the scene rather than being offset, right? Top left, there we go. That was it, and I just wasn't sure. Not that that's really going to help me that much, because there's a problem with my code, and I don't know what it is. It's got to be this script here. Oh, why don't I just like turn everything back to the way it was? So I'm just going to disconnect the script, delete it. It's going to be easier. Yes, remove it, and then attach it. Create. So that's the basic script. I don't know what I did to break it, but... And then... yeah, run the project. Okay, so we're working now, and now I can quit out, which is like, check Godot forums. Yeah, I should probably check that stuff, because I don't know, like, it seems kind of strange to me that they would miss that. Okay, so now we're up and running. I might need to put like a debugger on screen. I don't actually know. It's an interesting error. Okay, so now where was I? I was trying to get the direction. I was trying to set the direction. So let's just comment all of this out. And the falling is actually pretty good. It's a little bit quick, but we don't need that right now. We do want to keep this, but we'll have to change it to like detect touch, right? Realistically, like this, but like the gravity should be like way lower. Like I think it's 9.8 meters per second. Like it should be something a lot lower. Like that's the default gravity, right? Get settings, default gravity, project settings. You know what? It's 2D, so gravity. 980 pixels per second. Okay, so I mean, I could change that, but I might just put it hard in there. Wait, was that a negative or a positive? It's a positive number. Was it ever negative at some point? I don't know. Also, the chat's not working. Hang on a second. I just noticed that. Where is the mouse? Oh, it's still connected to the tablet. Chat disabled. No way. Okay, that's not good. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. Wait, someone write in the chat. See if it turns up. Oh, it's still connected to that. Anyway, not important. Let's see if we can get this mouse connected back up. Oh yeah, okay, it worked that time. Yeah, so I think I'll just make that half, right? So what's 980 divided by 2 for 40? Hey, it showed up. Mogus, good work. Thank you for doing that for me. Chat's fixed. We now have it recorded. So you guys can all make fun of me when I can't get this working. Let's go for 40. All right. So now if I run, it should just fall. What is accept? Oh wait, we can only do that if we are, if action is and is on floor. We don't actually care about is on floor, right? We want to get rid of that. We want to be able to jump all the time. Right, that's pretty good. I mean, I think the gravity could be less, but we'll roll with that for now. Now we do have to work out how to get is action pressed to be a touch input, which is going to be the challenge, right? Does it do it by default? Like, does it just detect it? I wonder. No. Okay. So that is going to be probably the first thing we want to focus on. I'm just going to come down here and go if input dot touch get mouse button mask glass mouse velocity. Is there even like an input for pass input event? Input. I like how I can just read the documentation. It's so good. Like Godot is so good. I can just do this on the screen. Get joy vibration. Hey Slacks, how are ya? Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you back. Get magnometer. Get mouse button. I know that it's like the same as mouse. The mouse is like a similar kind of input, but like, I don't know, like, is anything pressed? Mouse button pressed. I've been better for sure. Oh, your stomach ache. That's not good, man. I hope you feel better. Stop vibration. Vibrate handled warp mouse. Input documentation. Mouse mode visible, hidden captured. No, that's I'm going up the wrong path. Shock Ore 23, welcome to the stream. Hey, how's it going? Search help, I guess. Touch screen button. Input event screen touch. That is actually what I'm looking for. Stores information about multi-touch press release input events. Okay. Double tap pressed. False. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Is pressed. I see that you are doing a different project. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to try something a little bit different. It's more of a content stream, I guess, where I'm gonna like probably edit this down. I need to get back into the habit of making content again. So I thought, you know, shake it up. Let's take a pause on the other project and just do like a single night project where we get this done in like 2 hours, or we don't. Like, so this won't be like a long ongoing thing. Just a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so input event screen touch is what we want. So we get that from input event. Input event from window. Input event. Right. If input dot, it's like is action just press anything press. I think it's going to need to be actually getting it from the input function, right? Because that is actually an input. And then if also, can we just put pass here? This should be like an input event. I should set up what's it called? Typing? One. Okay. Or is it in the editor settings, actually? I don't know. To make it so that it does... Like, now if I do func input, does it... No, it doesn't do it. So if I go editor settings, type, scene tree theme, appearance, behavior, type, tabs, completion, add type hints, on. Okay. That'll make my job a little bit easier. Okay, so then we can go if event dot, what was it? Is touched. Section pressed, is echo, is match. Match, is match, input event, screen touch. This is what I want to check. Will that work? Event. and the code to check is pressed. Is this gonna work? I'm really skeptical. Input event from, it is input event. Input event action. Join map, input event shortcut. Abstract base class of input events, scene node.input. Yeah, I think this is right. Is pressed. So I guess I got to check that if event dot is pressed, and then do a jump. Right? That function doesn't exist yet, but we'll make it. We'll do it just right here. Func jump returns a void, and then we will just have this jump equals jump velocity. We're not doing anything too complicated with this, so we can just pass that, and we can also call this jump. Okay, so we'll save that, and we'll give it a go, see if we can get the touch input coming through. Hey, I guess you guys can't really tell. Can I bring it back? See, this is the thing. I need like another camera. There it is. So you can see me actually interacting with the touch. That's awesome. We did it. Okay, quit out of there. That's so good. I wonder if I can just move the camera. It's not going to be super happy. Sorry, guys. Oh, shit. No. The answer is no, because the cable is like stretched to the max. Urgh. Okay, no, give up. I give up. It's not going to work. I do have one here. It's probably not worth setting it up. Anyway, sorry about that. Trust me when I say the touch input is working. Bluetooth Bird, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Okay, so that's easy enough. The reason Flappy Bird is such a good choice for this kind of experiment is because A, it's a really popular touch like device game, and B, it's a very simple code. So we've almost got the character controller moving. We just need to have it move to the right of the screen continuously, and we're good to go. So in order to do that, I might just minimize that so we can see the screen. Place a visual feedback for the touch input. Is that like something I can do within Android itself? Is that like in the accessibility? Hearing enhancements, installed advanced settings, interaction and dexterity. Assistant menu, voice act, interaction control, touch hold delay, tap duration, auto action, sticky keys, slow keys, bounce keys. Auto action after tap duration. TXM Skull, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I guess I could Google it. Let's check. How do I... There we go. Get the keyboard back. Is it an iPad or a phone? It is a Samsung Galaxy tablet. I clickbaited. I'm sorry. I don't have an Android phone. I use an iPhone. Can't really tell. Yeah, there it is. So I don't have an Android phone, but basically I've been getting a lot of people asking me about making a game on an Android phone, so I was like, fuck it, let's give it a go, see if it's any good. Okay, so we want like touch, visible touch response. Android. Yeah, I mean, Android and iPhone, I mean, I find them to be like pretty much the same. Like the experience is like really pretty generically like indifferent. What do I like about iPhones? I like Apple Pay. That's about it. Like, that's about the only thing that I would say that I like better. It's under developer options. Oh, I wonder if I have like developer enabled here. Yup. Hello, hello. Thank you. Developer settings. Element, reduce window, typing preference, touch and hold delay when typing, keyboard, developer settings, display speech output, recognize speech, enable performance statistics, explore by touch, enable no trees. I don't know. Will touch do. Why is touch disables white circle when displaying finger touches on screen? How to increase touch sensitivity. How to make visible touch. Disable a white circle. They're like how to turn off show touch. I want to turn on how to turn on show touch. I think that must be what it's called. Open the settings, scroll to the bottom of the screen and tap about phone. Okay, it is under the developer, under input. So advanced settings, developer options, right? And then under chicken. It is a chicken, yes, and it shows up on the chat too. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Like, I really like the new chat that I got because, what is it, Restream? It's good, but it lacked a lot of options. So now I'm here. Okay, so I need to go under input here. Did I scroll past it already? There's so many. It's got to be at the top, right? I probably scrolled past it. Show surface updates. Stimulate second. Show text ID. I've used Godot and the UI is very small. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about using this on a phone. I reckon Samsung's got the, it's in the middle. I reckon Samsung's got everyone beat because you get DeX and you could actually, like, I'm not using DeX, but if I did, I don't see why there would be any problems. I'm like getting distracted. I should be looking for this option here. Okay, let's go back to the top because I'm an idiot. Backup password, stay awake. Now I'm looking, web view, implementation, USB debugging, disable ADB, enable verbose. A bit lower, a little bit down. Bytecode, graphics driver, yada yada yada, system tracing, default, turn off ABC, Bluetooth audio codecs, Bluetooth PBAB, show taps. There we go. Thank you guys. Pointer location, screen overlay showing the current touch data. I probably don't need that. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh yeah, now you guys can see where I'm touching the screen. That's awesome. That's exactly what we need. Yay. So let's get back to Flappy Bird. So I guess, I wonder if the mouse will do the same. No, it doesn't. Good. Okay, so now you can see. We got it. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I'm a bit dumb sometimes. Okay. Nah, Nokia's better. Nokia's were so good back in the day. It's funny though, I really liked, I remember one of the first phones that I got that was like not a dumb phone. It wasn't like a touch phone because that was before that. I got, it was actually a Samsung, believe it or not. And it was like, it was a flip phone, but it had Symbian OS, whatever it was called. It was so good. And it had like GPS, even though it was like 2006. I mean, it looked like trash, but it worked. Like, it did so much for me back in those days. Okay. So, phone cabin better, yeah. I think we should use pigeon carriers personally. So we want velocity x to just be a constant, equals just like 1, right? It just needs to be like a single number, right? I mean, maybe a bit too low. Still too low. Okay. It is moving though, so that's good. Let's go up to 100. I'll set this speed at some point. Okay. How they make Snake Game in Nokia, what engine did they use? They probably didn't use an engine. It was probably just all like machine code or something. Okay, so we got our boy like just casually moving across the screen. Probably still needs to be up like around 200. Chris Tyson, run here, run before it's too late. Chris Tyson. That's that guy from Mr. Beast, right? He's in all sorts of trouble. That's probably a bit too quick, but so we'll go 150. I'll make this a code. So we'll horizontal. What should I call it? Horizontal speed, right? And I'll just make that a variable, and a little bit hard for you guys to read with that there. And this will not be a constant because I think it'd be more fun to make it something that speeds up over time, maybe. Isn't it Ava Chris Tyson? Jump velocity. No, we want to keep that and we want to get rid of regular speed. Okay. Awesome. So that's basically the Damon Powell. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So that's pretty much everything that we need for the player character, realistically. What I do want is probably the camera needs to be on the player. Like, let's be real. Right? So the camera needs to be... It needs to follow the X, but not the Y. So I take that back. The camera will be on the top level, and it will have a script. Camera 2, that's fine. Let's not get too caught up in it. Limit, position, smoothing, enabled, drag, horizontal. Camera only moves when reaching vertical top and bottom margins. Okay, so maybe I can actually make it a child with character body, and I'm not that good with 2D, guys. And have it like so that it doesn't follow the Y. TMX skull. Damn it, pal. I thought this was Godot, but then I looked at the bottom of the screen. I mean, it is Godot. It's just not Godot on the computer. Make a bird and eagle to make it more American. Well, we don't... American? How about you put some emus in the chat, guys? Come on. Making a game for the phone on the phone. Let's be honest. Because like realistically, like if you're making, peeking a little bit there, sorry about that. If you're making a game on your phone, I'm guessing it's going to be for the phone. I don't know. Freedom kinda, but not really. Okay, so position smoothing, limit. So I don't know what I want to do here. So if I go vertical enabled and then put the top and bottom margin to be like 1 and 0, will it not move? Or is it going to be like all sorts of messed up? And the other thing that I need to check. So that's all pretty much how I would want it to be. And then I guess like the character really needs to start in the center of the screen. We'll just do it by eye for a moment. So let's run. I guess, yeah, that kind of works. I guess if it falls below 0, it's kind of a problem. Okay, so I need to create a canvas layer for that button, otherwise it's going to disappear. Which is kind of funny. Put that in there. So now I can run the game and sort of test things out a little bit. Are you coming from... Yeah, who's coming from Discord? Put a 1 in the chat if you came from the Discord. I'm curious. Because I'm never really sure, because, you know, like the timings are all a bit strange and whatnot. I never really know. So let's get a sprite. There's like a wall. It's got to be Flappy Bird. Okay, so you're coming from the Discord. That's cool. Came from the YouTube feed? Yeah, okay. Interesting, interesting. So there is downward, but not much upward. And not until you get to the top. But the bottom is like if you go past halfway. Yeah, it is. Right, because this really should be -1. It can't go past 0? What if I put the vertical offset to -1? Set margin initial drag offset determines. Subbed, yes. Yes, you should all be subbed. I don't know. I'm going to just do it my way. Okay, so maybe there's a way to do that. I don't know. But let's just go to transform visibility, top level. Right. And we'll give it a script. Actually, there already is a script. Let's attach that. And what we'll do is we're just going to get parent and follow parent. So essentially, we can go like follow target, and we can make this an export var if we want to be like special. And we do want to be special. TMX Skull, what are you going on about the US for? I'm not even American. I'm guessing you are? You've been watching the Olympics. Is that what it is? Follow target is the character body. 2D. We can come out of this and then we can set that. There's probably already a way to do this. I'm so bad at 2D. All right, so we've got the follow target, and what we can do is if follow target, we can say the position position.x equals lerp from position.x to follow target dot x weight 10 times delta. I don't know. We're about to find out. It's not happy. This is the worst part of the experience. Is it worth becoming a YouTuber for the game dev community? I think probably the worst thing that can happen is you become a YouTuber instead of a game developer. So like, I feel like I do more YouTube than I do, I do more YouTube than I do game dev. And that can be a potential issue depending on what your goals are. I think what I would recommend is deciding on if you want to promote like a project, to do that and only do that. Don't make tutorials, because if you it's like tutorial hell 2. This is something that I've spoken with other people about, tutorial hell 2. So, you know, when you start out and you're making games and you can't get out of tutorial hell because you're always watching tutorials. As a YouTuber, you can get into tutorial hell where you can't get people to watch anything but the tutorials you make. And so you get stuck making tutorials, and like you can try making other things, but people won't watch them. So I would recommend, if you're interested in doing YouTube for game dev or promoting your game dev, don't make tutorials. unless you only want to make tutorials. Because if you do that, that's what you'll end up doing. Just focus on your game development rather than the tutorials. And it's harder to get into. I think tutorials are a little bit easier depending on who you are, or how much you know, or how confident you sound. I don't know. But I would recommend just showcasing your work, because that's then you can focus on what you make as your projects is your content, rather than having to go, oh, I need to make like a couple of videos on how to do a menu system, and then you end up doing that for like a week rather than working on your project. But it also depends on what your goals are. Like, I didn't really have any active projects when I started, and obviously I went down the tutorial route. I'm not doing that so much anymore, but yeah, it's complicated. Let's get back into this. I broke it, and you don't get any feedback. And so, like, if you write really bad code, like, I'm not particularly good at coding, so this is bad code. Let's just do a tween, because tweens are easier. Var follow tween. Masked here. Thank you so much for the follow. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Okay, so follow tween equals get tree create tween. Get tree. For your help in the DMs? Yeah, no worries, man. Get tree dot create tween. Yeah, I mean, if you guys jump in the Discord, I'm always there. I will always be happy to help. Pimp Peter. Oh yeah. We've been talking about was it your screen scale, wasn't it? A bit of a strange issue there. Okay, so we have got follow tween. Okay, so then we can say it's so much more high stakes when you're not going to get the error feedback. Follow tween. So follow tween. I'm gonna grab food. Can't wait to see your work, man. Yeah, cool. What's the best and worst game engine to start? I think Godot is a great engine to start with because it is very simple and easy to get into. Probably the worst one. I mean, I'm not gonna say nothing's really that bad, but like you're gonna be doing a lot more work if you're getting into Unreal and stuff like that. Like it's just harder, right? There's more stuff to cover, but that's not a bad thing because they're great engines either way. Follow tween dot into tween property. The object is self. The property is position X. The final variant is the follow target. And I'd say the problem is that the follow target doesn't exist. Now that I have to guess why I was having an error there. Follow target dot position dot X. Or I was doing something different with that, right? And then the duration, we'll just make it like 10 times delta or something like that. I actually don't know what's going to be good here. So that's my thinking that I can just, like, realistically, we can go follow target and then go like on ready is just get parent. In case that's an error that we're getting. Follow target equals get parent. You're going to see me do some strange things because I'm not sure what the problem is and I'm not getting that feedback. So I'm just going to have to try to do everything I know might be an issue. It's so funny. Let's run it. Okay. Gotta touch the screen to make it come back. That works like a charm, realistically. Wow, that went way better than I was expecting. Awesome. Okay, so, I mean, that's fine. We don't need it to be anything more fancier than that, right? Awesome, great. Okay, so that's the entire script for the player. Now we just need to create the obstacles, right? And make them procedural, right? Because that's kind of like, I mean, it's been a long time since I played Flappy Birds, but I sort of assume that the entire point is like the things appear and it's just endless, right? You get a point every time you get through one. That's how it works, right? Like, it's been a while. Can I install Flappy Birds on this? Is it still a game you can get? Am I gonna like accidentally dox myself if I go to the Play Store? In offline mode. Yeah, there's a good reason for that too. Okay, so we won't do that. All right. Oh, excuse me. And what's the worst one to begin with? Well, I said Unreal, but I don't know if it's worse. It's just a more difficult engine to learn. I don't know. Like, there's not really a bad engine, right? Maybe one with a bad terms of service. Like, Unity has a bad term of service. Maybe it's not the best one to be learning because you might not want to be using it in like a couple of years. But like, realistically, like, I don't think there's anything bad. Maybe something more niche. Like, why would you want to learn like RPG Maker when you could be learning Godot? But that's just, it's all just opinion. Okay. Well, we're just going to have to wing it. If I get the details wrong on Flappy Bird, then I'm just sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, so should have done some research before I started. So the walls, I think, I'm having a real trouble. I need to get some inspiration. They just go up and down, right? Like the gap is the same height no matter what. Videos? Can AI code Flappy Birds? Oh, that was my other idea for Flappy Birds. I was gonna, desktop audio. Let's just mute that because you guys, oh, I could probably show you this. So I can come back to display capture, turn that on, and just like put it above that. And then go. We can switch back and forth really easily, to be honest. Unity tutorial. 99 score. I just want to see what Flappy Bird's like. It's been like a decade since I've... Hey, look, I'm live right now. We don't want to... Oh, this is like a joke. Everyone's just trying to make Flappy Birds. Don't play this game. I mean, it's given me enough idea of what it is. It's just up, down. Try to make Flappy Birds in Microsoft Excel. Ain't no way. But everything is in Windows. People have made Flappy Birds so many times. I'm such a meme. Oh my god. Okay, never mind that. Let's get back to work. Alright. Hey, Bassem Al Khatib. Sorry about your name pronunciation. It's a hard one. Okay, so we've basically got the movement down. That's fine. That's super easy. So now we just need the walls. And I guess I'm just going to make a... God damn it. I guess I'm going to just connect this thing. Come on. All right. So let's make some obstacles. It's going to be 2D scene. I guess it's like static body. Hey, I'm good, thanks, man. How are you? Okay, so we just need a static body 2D. They're not going to move. Yeah, their position can be moved in code. That's fine. And then a collision shape. And I guess it's like a rectangle. What's its size? 20 by 20 pixels? It's definitely taller, right? I cannot see on this screen. It is so hard. So what should the gap be? It should be like, it's 1080, right? I think that's the resolution of the screen. And then we just divide it by 2 and maybe take like 40 off. Almost 10 viewers, come on. Are we getting up there? That's cool. 20 pixels, is it enough? Or should I just do 40 pixels? So it's like 520 either side. What's the resolution? Oh, it's 648. But that's not really like accurate because it goes to full screen pretty much immediately. Alright. Oh my god. This is more challenging. It looks like a stick. It does. I guess, like... I'll widen it up a bit so I can see. Its position is going to be 20. And then I guess it's going to be 5... What is it? What's its size? 520 divided by 2. Hot tip, you can do math in these things. 260. Okay, that's great. How can we accelerate and decelerate the bird? We'll probably just do that over time. Maybe we can set up a lerp. Like, just increase the acceleration over time. You know what I'm saying? Static body. Well, actually, you know what? I need to change this to a node 2D. Change type. Because I'm going to have 2 static bodies in this. And then I'll make a static body. And then make that a child of it. And then duplicate it. And then transform 540. The gap is way too 560. The gap is too small, right? Burb is this big. So this needs to be smaller. Do you using C# increase game performance? Yeah, for sure. It's not that important though. Not for like, say for this, like not necessary at all. In certain circumstances, I think people have proven that it does, but in a lot of cases, you just don't need that level of power. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're the same. Nice. Okay, let's just make it like nice and big. That works. That, I mean, probably we want even more, to be honest. Let's make it really generous, because I'm not a gamer. All right. So now we just need to add artwork. For now, we are going to just make it the icon, because that's like every good game is the icon. Transform, position. Well, I hope I'm not disturbing. I just get questions when making games. That's the whole point. I'm here, you just ask me questions. It's cool. Make the bird a speedster like Flash. Well, it'd be a bit difficult to play, wouldn't it? Control Z, no work. Okay. Oh wow, I didn't realize I was making it smaller at the bottom as well. Okay. These might need to be made unique. And you know what? Like, I've just been thinking, I want these to be like moving up and down so that like, you like chaos? Me too, a little bit. So I want them to move up and down, you know, as you go, like, because that's how Flappy Birds is. But I'm just going to cheat. I'm not going to make it like procedural. I'm just going to make the back end really long. And so that I can just shift the position. Like, so what we can do is we can, number one, just increase this like wicked, make it wicked big, man. And we'll stretch out our Godot icon as is tradition. I'm going to stick that below that so I can see it. And then same with this one here. I'm going to make this also really big. Should probably like know what the limits are, but that's all good. So now if we put this in and we can like shift this up and down and it won't fall off screen or anything like this. This will be the wall. I'll just call it wall one. I might make another one. And essentially I mean, I made them static bodies, but realistically, they should be like, they should have been area 3Ds, which is kind of funny. I can change the type. Area 2D, I should say. I made Flappy Birds using JavaScript without a framework or library. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, if you want to just like, you can send me a DM. I won't pull it up on screen. I'm focusing on this right now, but that's cool. I've been trying to learn JavaScript. I wanted to like learn how to do web dev. It's really hard. So area 1. Area 2. Okay, great. I don't think that's centered though, right? Like that's not in the center because that's, where is 0, 0? Like, is this 0, 0? I guess that's 0, 0. Oh my God. Okay, we can do this. I suppose that the Y position would be 1080 divided by 2. And that would be the center. I built a whole neural network with just JavaScript and then make to learn and drive a 2D car yourself. Now that, I don't know if I believe you, because you're just a guy on the internet. I don't know. It's cool if you did, though. My wife gets mad at me because I never believe anything anyone tells me. Especially her. And it's really rude. Okay, that kind of works. Right, that's fine. All right, we'll roll with that. It's not exactly center, but no one will notice, right? What's my experience in game dev? I just do this for fun. I just started at some point in like 2018, and I never stopped. I'm an accountant by day, so I'm not a software developer or anything like that. Okay, let's delete that, delete icon. Okay, so we've got the walls. We can delete these like pretendy walls. Actually we need some scripts. So we need to attach a script. So this will just be called wall. And we're going to attach a script to the wall. Create, that's fine. Wall 1, we don't need any of this. What we do want to do is scan the area. It's on layer 1. I might change the layer so they don't collide with each other or something like that. Collision. I just make maps for people and buildings. That's actually really cool. So like 3D design. Oh, it's been a while since I've talked this much. Well, I always stuck at sprite sheets. I try to make it, but it's so weird. With sprites, I mean, there's a couple of really good YouTubers that you can watch if you want to get better at 2D art. There's a guy I watch all the time. Give me a second. I can bring it back to display capture. On YouTube. Steal it from someone. Yeah, I mean, just use the art. Hey, look, it's me. Put the keyboard back. The switch doesn't work anymore. It's kind of a problem. What's his name? I watch him all the time on stream as well. Oh, well, let's just go pixel art. I know he'll come up because he's one of the bigger ones. Adam C. Eunice. He's really great if you want to learn about like how to like sort of do the art, if that makes sense. I'm sure he's got like a playlist here. Unity, Jam, Void, Indie Tales, Project Throne, Insignia, Stream Highlights, Animation, Diaries, Pixel Art class. I reckon give that a go. Paste that in the chat. He has got so much information. I used him to like learn how to do pixel art, and like I'm not the best, but like my logo and some of the 3D art that I did. What do I say about Unity? Don't use it. Just learn how to use Godot, because Godot will be the next big thing. That's what I reckon. Alright. We're back into it. We're back in it. Okay, so we want to connect up these signals. or area entered, body entered. Body entered. Right, we connect that. And we'll connect that as well. Body entered. Just connect them both up. We're not going to do anything tricky. Essentially, like this, the game has failed, right? What type are you coding? Clean or messy? This is going to be messy, boys. We're doing it on Android. It's like, it's kind of hard to do it. You don't get any feedback when you make a mistake. And so I'm trying to make it so I don't make mistakes. So a really good example of this is in the tween. I'm not 100% sure what the error was before with the lerp. I think it might have been the actual like getting the position. But I changed it to a tween. You're not really supposed to tween in the process function. You can, but you're not supposed to. So realistically, if I was going to do this properly, we go follow tween, right? You declare it up here, and instead of doing this, you go if follow target, and then you also go like if follow tween, right? And then you go, if that's true, you go follow tween dot kill tween, right? I haven't told it that it's a tween, so I should probably... It's a tweener, right? I actually don't know the type. Cannot be a time to follow tween equals get trigger dot create tweener. Oh, so it must be a tween. Yes, okay. And then you go kill tween, right? Is it just kill? Follow tween dot kill? That's sort of the more correct way to do it if you're going to do it in the process function. It doesn't matter that much. It's not a big deal. But you should do it like that. And like realistically, if you're doing it in the process function, you should consider just using lerp anyway. But, you know, let's see if that still works. And it looks like it does. It was a bit of a weird thing at the start there, but whatever. You know, so what's the difference between, excuse me, the microphone, physical process and process? One follows the physics frames. One follows the physics frames. Answer, bro. God damn it, answer me. No. Dude, I'll get to it. I'm still talking about the other thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the physics frame. That's all it is. So one follows the physics frame, one just follows the CPU tick, or whatever the heck. Okay, so we have got the... Okay, so we've got the camera, that's fine, whatever. Let's get the walls. So we've got the area 2D is detecting whether or not something is entered into it. It's going to be the player. And if the player enters, we're just going to like emit a signal, I guess, to hit player hit wall, right? And we'll just emit that to like a singleton or something, right? That's fine. So player hit wall dot emit. Like we don't really need to do anything too complicated here. We're gonna let the game know that we hit the wall for both of those. We don't really need to check what the body is, so we'll just put little underscores there to let the engine know not to worry about it. All right, awesome. So we've done that. So now we need a way to actually trigger that. So let's create a singleton, or the level could do it. That's fine as well. So actually we might just do that. So we've got the level, because the level is going to spawn in the wall. So we can use the level to actually connect the signal to itself. So that should be fine. We won't have any issues there, but we'll move on to when should we use delta time? When I multiply it by speed, the player comes slow. I actually don't have a good answer for you there. I'm not the best with delta time. Use it when the frames matter, I would say, is the base answer. So if it matters that it is in line with the frame rate, like movement, then say like if the frames drop, so if your frames dropped, like say you had a game running at 60 frames per second and you wanted the player to move at like a certain speed across the screen, and when you use the delta time, if the frames drop or the frames increase, you know, then it will still move at the same speed. That is working as intended. All right. So Now we have the level, that's fine. We need to spawn in walls. So I'm going to create a node 2D for the walls. Let's call it walls. And we'll just go, we'll create a variable here. On ready var, can't see shit because this screen is so small. Delta time is a really small number. Velocity is displacement in time. So delta time is scaling your displacement in 2 milliseconds. Yeah, okay, yeah. You're going to need to bump the number up if you use delta time 100%. But yeah. Times it by 10 or 100, depending on what you're looking for. All right, so we have the walls and we also need to preload the scene wall 1. So let's grab that. Drop it in here. Okay, so we've got constant wall 1. And so I guess like we'll have a timer, or it's going to be difficult to know exactly when do we spawn them. They can be spawned like off screen, that's fine. I suppose we're going to need to get access to the player as well. So we've got the wall, we've got the player. Number 60. For you, 7.51 is too less. You should have got more. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the best at marketing myself. I think that's probably really what the issue is. I don't think the content was really the problem. The problem was the way that I put it out there. And the cadence as well, like I'm really inconsistent. So if you guys have been following me for a long time, I literally stopped posting for 9 months. I stopped posting for 9 months. I had like something come up in life where I couldn't make YouTube content. And then I just picked it up again. I had like 2,000 subscribers and then everything just kept going along as normal, which was fine. And I was doing weekly videos and that is what really pushed the channel. And I ran out of content and things sort of slowed down a bit. And that is really just the YouTube train. Jump buffering video, yeah, that was a popular one. The YouTube thing is like you have to be continuously making content. You become like a part of a conveyor belt, and if you don't meet that demand, you just fall off. That's all it is. If you stop posting, you're gonna stop like making progress. Okay, so we're getting a little bit lost here. Basically, we just want to spawn every couple of seconds. Really, that's fine. Do we spawn every couple of seconds, or do we spawn based on a position in the world? Like distance from the start, distance from the next one. When you pass through one, actually, we could have it so that when you pass through a wall, we spawn the next wall. Not the one on screen. We're going to spawn like maybe 5, and then like we just spawn them, and then as they fall off screen, we despawn them. That'd probably work. So we'll need a third area. Right, because we're going to need to know if it's a success anyway. I could call this success area. Collision shape. Rectangle. And this position will be 1080 divided by 2. Okay. Come up here. That's a bit better. We don't want them to be touching, otherwise they'll trigger each other. We'll just do that. All right. And we'll connect that node up to body entered to wall. And we'll have another signal to player success, right? We'll just go like that. So we know when to increment the score. That's really hard to read. All right, awesome. Doing it with timing is a lot of math and you run into trouble trying to adjust your speed and distance later. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it just like as they pass through one, just like spawn the next one. Why an Android today? Why not? it's possible. So let's find out what it takes to make a game in Android. All right. So now we've got the walls. So how many walls I might just start out by spawning 5 walls, and I guess they'll be in a position from the player. The player will need to start in the center of the screen, right? Oh, you're back. Welcome back. So the center of the screen is 1920 divided by 2, and then 1080 divided by 2. Right, so they're in the center of the screen. The camera doesn't seem to start there. There isn't even a camera in this level. It's top level, that's why. Okay, well, it'll be a bit weird to start with, but that'll be fine. Hey, NA Games, welcome. Super chat 20 INR, is it really? I didn't even know that. I don't even know, I haven't got any settings for like super chats. Super chat 20 INR, what does that look like? Did you just give me a super chat? Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I don't know what's going on. Oh, hey, yeah, no, you did. Spacing Astro, super chat. That's awesome, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys, you don't have to give if you don't, but that's still really appreciated. That's really cool. Thank you. Spacing Astro, everybody. Hey, NA Games, welcome, welcome. Okay. So we gotta spawn in these walls. Let's get these walls going. It's like 2 cents. Yeah, that's alright. It's more than I get from the YouTube ad play. Let's put it that way. Okay, so I don't really need process. I do need ready. Hey, yeah, man, listen. If you can't afford it, don't, you know? Like, I appreciate it no matter what. It's really cool that you do. I think that's really amazing. But like at the end of the day, like I do this for fun. So we're all just here, just chilling, seeing if we can make a game on Android. Oh my goodness. I'm no starving artist, I guess I would put it that way. Func. I need to create a function for spawning walls. Spawn wall. Lowercase. And I also, like, I might miss the chat sometimes because, like, I'm looking down at the tablet. Spawn wall. Expected function, yada, yada, yada. Void. Pass. Okay, so we need to get a wall and spawn it. And then connect the 2 signals up to it, realistically. So we can just go, and probably a position, right? Like, pause, which will be a vector 2. So now we know where to put it. So then we can say like var new wall equals Astro. That's got to be India, right? I gotta guess. New wall equals wall 1 dot instantiate. That's one of the things I like the most about like YouTube, Twitch, like all that kind of stuff. It's like we're chatting, we're like all over the place. It's so cool that you can come together with people that just like the same shit as you do, and you don't have to like you're just like finding them all over the spot. It's like rare. Like I don't really meet that many people that like game dev in real life. So it's really cool to like chat with people that do. I think it's one of the best things. Okay, so new wall.instantiate walls.addChild wall 1. No, new wall. Right? I probably need to add here's the math behind the pipe and the gap. First use random int for the viewport height, and then subtract it from the desired gap. Oh yeah. Yeah, from India. Alright, cool. When we get to that, we'll do that. For the gap, the desired height, random integer from the viewport height, and then subtract it from the desired gap. Interesting. I'm going to do it very, I had my plan for the like way to do it is just like slide it up and down and then just, it's whatever. I was going to cheat because why not? Okay, so we do need to, I'm getting a little bit lost at the moment. So we've got the new wall instantiate, and then we need to set its position. So new wall dot position equals pause, right? And then we can add it into the child. We also need to connect the signals. So we need a couple of functions here, callables. So we can go function success. I guess I'll just call it success. Like, I don't really care. Void. And then we can go, I guess we're going to have a score as well. This can keep track of that. It's fine. Score equals 0. Need to give it a bar score. Okay, and then we can go score. Sorry, at the bad. Plus equals 0. Plus equals 1. Right, and then we'll like have an update. We'll update a UI somewhere to do. Update UI. Right, that's fine. And then we need one for fail. Like, we'll just call it fail, that's fine. I'm not going to get too caught up in the naming. And then we will emit a signal. I'll create it here. I guess I need to create both. Signal for increased score. I guess I can call it directly as well. That's fine, whatever. Signal, game over. And then we would just emit that. Game over dot emit. Right, and so what we want to do is we want to go to, and then for the possible use generated height. Okay. Yeah, I could probably get into the math, but I just really can't be bothered. I'm so lazy. Spawn. Okay, so we got new wall dot. It's going to be what is the called wall one? Player hit wall. Oh, player hit wall. Dot connect, and it's going to be connected to fail. And then new wall dot what's it called? I forget again. Player success, and that is going to be connected to success. Right? Okay, so we don't want to get too far ahead in the code. Spawn wall, game over, success. So let's start spawning these. What's your actual system specifications? For the Android device or for my regular computer? Because like, I mean, right now I'm doing all the coding on the Android device, but obviously there's a computer that's capturing all of this. Computer? I can show you. I've done it before. Give me a moment. It's a Intel i7 12 something hundred. I can't remember the exact model. Here, let me just pull it up so I can read it off to you. Computer. This PC. Properties. That's how it works, right? Okay, so it's a 12th gen Intel i7 12700KF with 64 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM and an AMD 6750 XT. Yeah, that is the specs really. Yeah, that's all the important stuff, right? I got a lot of RAM. WPC, yeah. A couple of years ago, I like upgraded it. It broke. I think it was the power supply, but it was due. if you give the wall a class name and then cast instantiate, so new wall equals wall 1, you'll get auto completion. Yes, I will. Good point. Keyboard's gone because I connected it to my computer. Class name or wall. Yeah, so now we can get a hit wall and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we need to, what do I gotta do here? I need to start spawning them in. And so I really need to decide on where to spawn them in, which is gonna be the hard part for me because I'm dumb. So we're always going to be center of the screen. Realistically, I think that's how it's going to look. And so what I want to do is probably just spawn them in at a rate of like maybe 500 part. I don't know what's going to feel good. And then just like when you instantiate, you can do as wall was my point. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. Is that new? Anyway, doesn't matter. I wouldn't need a preload, is that what you mean? Anyway. Get a wall 1 equals new wall. Anyway. So we're gonna just do like for more interesting mind, adding enemies that shoot you. We're probably not going to get that far ahead. Like, we're just going to try to make Flappy Birds, and then we'll see what exporting is like. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see what it is. It depends on the time. So it's 9 o'clock now, so I want to go for like maybe an hour and a half more. Var. So, wait. New wall pos equals character body 2D dot position dot x. Yeah. Plus 500. Actually, yes. Spawn wall. And it's expecting a vector 2. So that's actually needs to be in a vector 2. And that's x, and then the y can be 0. Curious to know how you rotate the rotate the bird. I wasn't going to do that. I could maybe do that. It would be like you just get the vector between its direction, right? So like if you jump, it's moving left. And it's moving right, and it's moving up. So you can get like the normalized vector between the two. Someone gave me a follow, and I can't see because I don't have my follow screen up. Metaverse, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Bro, I was waiting for that. Yeah. What do you mean you were waiting for that? Anyway. Okay, so yeah, let's just see how that goes. Is it spawn in? And yeah, it does. Things don't look they look a little bit wrong, don't they? Okay, so we got some visual issues. The screen seems way bigger than like what I'm actually looking at. So I actually think that I think this might be like a 4K screen. I want to see the bird rotation. Well, we'll get to that. Yeah, stretch mode viewport, because I feel like the resolution of this is way bigger than what I'm. Okay, that's a lot better. We're still way too low on the screen though. So I don't know what's going on there. So let's have a bit of a look here. Okay, so I think there's a problem with the code for the camera. Let's go to that. So I'm setting this as top level, and and then I've moved it. So what I need to do is I also need to set the position at the start to be the position that we want. So the position will be equal to the follow target dot position. Are we moving the word? I'm moving the bird. Yeah. I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest. I don't know. I've thought about it. I've done it both ways. I've actually made Flappy Birds before. Much neater than this. And I moved the world. I didn't move the bird. But this time I'm moving the bird. And I thought about it and I thought the reason that I moved the world last time was because the bird was a rigid body. And moving the rigid body was kind of like janky. And so like when you made contact with things, it looked kind of strange. But this time it's a character body. So like realistically, like it doesn't really make a difference. Okay. Now we're looking good. I died, but we haven't coded that in yet. So now it looks really normal, right? We just have to spawn in more. Great. Okay. So, what I want to do is let's work on the AI, not the AI, the UI, so that I can get some feedback on whether or not I'm winning or losing, and just make sure those signals are working. So let's bring that back. Let's create a label for our score, and I might stick this all in an HBox. Put the button in, put this in. And so the label can be called score. And I want to put these in the center. That's not quite right. What I want to do is put them there. There we go. The button has become very small. The only thing, pretty sure it's better to move the walls, but I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I think it depends if you're trying to do physics or not. Like, I don't think it's visually going to make a difference, to be honest. But I don't know, because like, how I'm going to do it is when you hit the wall, you lose, right? That's how the game works. Is that correct? And like, I'm not going to, and that's just going to be it. Like, so it's not going to, the player's not going to move. The camera's not going to move. I don't know. Like, it should be fine. I think if I had moved the world, it would have been a lot easier on the camera. Like, a lot easier with the camera. But that's done now, so it's all good. Okay. Score label. Right. So what we want to do is we want to get access to the score label. Or, yeah, I made signals, but I decided I'm just going to get direct access because I can't be stuffed. Almost swore. Here's score label dot set text. And then it's going to be score in all caps that plus str static, no, str score, right? And the game over screen, that's what I want as well. The only thing Godot is less from Unity is community. I think the Godot community is really good, actually. It's probably just there's fewer like things to help you out if you need help. Okay, so we just need a game over screen. So I'm going to do a margin container. Not in the HBox. Cover the whole thing. Zoom out a bit so we can see it. I feel like maybe it's not the margin container that I wanted. Some other kind of container. grid container, split container, margin container, panel container. That's what I wanted. And then a label. And the label will be game over. And it will be centered. And it will be way bigger. Theme overrides, fonts, font sizes, font size. Yoop. There we go. That's much nicer. And I guess I'll put this in an HBox container. No, a VBox container. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's strange behavior. Okay. And then we'll put a button. 2 buttons actually. So we're going to need to also put a HBox container in this. And within that, we'll put the button. I'm getting some weird things where, do I watch anime? Yeah, all the time. It's like all I watch. I've been trying to get through One Piece. I sort of watch it like while I'm working. It's just on the side because there's just so much. Like I could not sit down and watch that. If you know what I mean. Replay. And then quit. What did I finish watching? I just finished watching the first season of Tower of God. And I thought that was really, really good. Like I really liked it. Just like the weirdness of it, like the mystery, all those kind of things. Like I really, really enjoyed that. Some of the choices, like the girl at the end betraying Rachel at the end, betraying her, betraying Bomb or whatever his name is, Bomb. I didn't like that. And I'm guessing I haven't watched much of the second season because it's not in English yet. But yeah, really good show. I really like Far Future as a setting. It's one of my favorite things. There was one that I watched years ago called From the New World. Absolute amazing anime. I don't think many people talk about it, but it's just so good. Just so you know, I'm still here. I'm glad that you are, man. It's cool. You don't have to chat all the time. Let's put some separation in these. All right. A little bit more. Let's make them the same width. Actually, let's not worry too much about it. Okay, so this is replay. And this is quit. Okay, so this obviously is going to be hidden most of the time. And game over screen. Yeah, it should be game over screen. Hey Dark Batman, how are you? Welcome to the stream. And I just need to get a copy of that, realistically. Man, this thing's a bit of a mess. This is going to be some janky code, just so you guys know. Game over screen. It's very hard to work on this small screen. It is, I think, 10 inches. So I guess, like, some people have laptops. I mean, I've got a laptop over there for work. Work gave me laptops 13-inch screen. Like I'm going to do accounting on 13-inch screen. It's crazy. Imagine the spreadsheets. They'd be so tiny. Okay. So, we got the game over screen. So when you get game over, we're going to emit a signal, but I'm not going to do that no more. I'm just going to go game over screen. Dot show. Alright. Let's get rid of these. And I just want to clean up things a bit here. So let's put that up the top and have all my on-readies together. I really liked grouping my on-readies. I don't know why. Okay, so now that we've got that, we've got 2 buttons to press. And we'll just connect the signals. I'm going to go all to the level. I'm not going to try to build out any kind of system here. We're making Flappy Birds. It's not that complicated. Pressed and pressed. Okay, so on replay press, we're just going to get scene, right? Get tree reload scene. Dot reload current scene. There we go. And on quit, we will just quit. Get tree.quit. I feel like I had a function that did that already, but it might be in a different piece of code. Q delete. Quit. Quit. Okay, cool. All right, so okay, everything should really work. Let's give it a run. Okay, score went up. That's good. Now there's no more to spawn, so let's just run it again and hit the wall and see what happens. Game over. It does happen. And I can hit the replay and I can replay and I can hit the quit and quit. Okay, so like functionality is there. That's great. I probably want to pause the game when the game over screen happens, right? Or at the very least, pause the character body 2D. So we can do that by, we can just set process, right? Like let's delete some of this. We don't need it. So we can have a function, or actually, yeah, we don't need to create a function because I'm pretty sure that's just in there. So on fail, game over screen show, and then character body 2D dot set process mode. Enabled false, and we just need to re-enable it. Probably do it on the ready. Set process enable. True. Right. Let's hit the wall. Okay, that didn't work. I thought it's probably set physics process, right? Because it's all happening in the physics frames. I just want it to stop moving. Okay, great. And then the screen stops and everything. You kind of want it to fall, but like, we'll go with that for now. We can play an animation. We can play an animation. And manipulate the sprite if we really want to go to that level. But let's get to the next stage, which is going to be spawning in more walls. So now that we've done all this, we need to spawn in more walls. So we probably need like a first spawn in thing. And the new wall position, I'm just going to keep something basic for now, just so we can get something going. So I'm going to do like a random range, rand f range for the Y position, somewhere between like, I guess, negative 50 and 50. I don't know if that's a lot. So we'll go with that. I don't think that's a lot, to be honest. Maybe I'll bump it up to 100. Just to get us moving. We'll work on that later. And then, so like, what do I need to do? Function first spawn, right? I just want to spawn up a bunch of walls, and then every time we go through a wall, we're going to spawn up like just one. First wall, and this will just be like one, returns void. And basically, I want to, well, I'm going to take both of this, right? And we're going to call first wall here. And so basically we've got the first wall position, but I want to just go like for I in range 5. I think that's right, like 4. So for I in, is it range? I don't do this very often. To create like a set of 5, to just loop through. Range returns an array with the given range. Can be called 3 ways. Range int. Starts from 0, increases in steps of 1. I would say that's right. To iterate for I in range array dot size -1 -1 -1. Okay. To iterate over array backwards use. Okay. Anyway. So realistically it can be 4, but we'll just do 6, whatever. And so essentially what I want to do is I want to increment by 500 every single time this has been placed, right? So I'm actually going to create new wall position, right? And its starting position is going to be 0. Right. And then for I is going to be like new wall position equals dot x equals plus 500 plus equals 500 plus equals 500. I don't have my numpad. And then new wall position dot y equals rand range, rand f range, negative 100, 100. Let's go with that. And then we can call spawn wall. And it should work. We're about to find out. Come back. Oh, I failed already. Obviously the range is not quite there. I'm real bad at this game. Okay. It's starting to feel a lot like Flappy Birds, that's for sure. Oh, I died on the last one. Hey, there we go. We did it. We made Flappy Birds. Basically, every time we want to spawn wall now, we want to, so now on success, we're going to create another wall, essentially. And it should just be endless at this point. So I've got first wall. I'm just going to create a function. Spawn wall. The position is fine. I think possibly the differences between them can be like 100 to 100. 150 to 100. But do we want it to be something that like increments up? No, because then it's not going to work out if I just like have a cap. I'm just thinking like it could be something more fun, but whatever, we'll just go with that. We're not trying to create something super fancy here. So I want that little section of the code. We can delete that. Update UI, we did that. So expected statement, we don't want that. New wall position, we're just gonna go, yep, and then spawn wall. And we'll pass in new wall position. Same exact piece of code. Now I just need to survive for more than 5. That's gonna be the ultimate challenge for me. I might need to make this a little bit easier. Okay, so no. Not actually what we want to do. We probably, in fact, that was super dumb. I can't believe I thought that would work. Character body position plus 500, a bit more like 1,000. I could do the math, but I'm not gonna. What I really should do is find the most recent. So I should keep an array. I've got an array, right? Like I can just get child and I can find the last one in the what's the word for it? I can find the last one in the tree and then find its position and then add 500 to that. And that will be fine. Right? So what I actually want to do is comment that out. Comment that out. Comment that out. Well, actually bring that back so it doesn't error out on me. But I want to go walls dot get child index -1. Does that work? I don't even know. The last one, yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Get child -1. Right. Dot position. I think. And then we add 500 to it, and then we change the Y by like a random amount. I'll never know if it worked because I can never win this game. Okay, let's just put cheat modes on for a second. Obviously I need to still have something here, so pass. So funny. If I miss the success area, then it won't spawn up, but I mean, it feels pretty much endless to me. I would say the only issue now is that the variance between them all feels very plain and boring. And so potentially we could do a bit more with that and find out what the current position is and decide on an amount to move based off that, because this is all very like, meh, super easy. But then again, this is Flappy Birds. It's not super complicated. I mean, that's the game, right? The positions, they're kind of boring, but whatever. Like, who cares? I should probably have researched what Flappy Bird played like. What does it look like before I actually made the game? It's been so long since I played it. Alright. It works. Let's create some art, because that was the other thing that I wanted to do for this, was like, I mean, yeah, okay, so you can do code, right? You can like, that's Flappy Birds. Let's just say that is Flappy Birds, right? So what's the time? It's 9:19, right? So we can create like the artwork for it using the tablet. Why not, right? I probably want to make it pixel art because pixel art is a little bit easier to work with. We'll worry about that in a second. All right, so I do have an app on here. If I remember what it's called, is it Pixel Art or Pixel Brush? I can never remember. I downloaded so many trying to find one that I thought was good. Pixel Studio sucks. This looks like it sucks too. It's vertical. Allow. Yeah, get out of here. There's one that was made by a university guy. I can't even get out. See you later, mate. Pixel Brush then? Yeah, this looks promising. Yes, Pixel Brush. So this is just made by like one guy, I think. Created by Jarwin Indiwira. Sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. But yeah, like, I actually think it's legit probably the best one that you can get for like Android, from the testing that I've done. That, or you could do like a build for the one that's made in Godot. You can easily just export that for that. But I didn't want to do that because like the challenge is to make it with something that is in Godot. So let's try and create some pixel art for the Flappy Birds. 32 by 32 is probably what we want to do for the object. So we have to draw a bird, right? Let me just move the keyboard. And hopefully don't mess up the camera position or anything. Okay. You get to watch me do some art, which is I'm not particularly good at. I wanted to bring in the seagull that I use in my videos, but I don't have that right now, and I sort of just decided last minute to do this. So I have to make a bird, right? What color should the bird be? Maybe I just make the seagull again. Let's just get a regular shape of a bird. This is what a bird looks like, right? And it has like a red beak. And it's got like little feet. Oh, so artistic. I wanted that to be like a different color. You know, I actually think I'm worse at art when I'm doing it on a drawing tablet versus if I'm just doing it with the computer. I think I pay more attention. Where's the fill? Okay. Is bird. But we need animations, right? New frame. Can I copy onion skin? There it is. Done. Make an eagle. Dude, man, I'm barely gonna be able to make a seagull. And you know, like seagull, a bird. Yeah. Okay, how do I get out of this? I press this button. Okay. I'm a noob. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's see if we can make it flap. I forgot all the colors that I was using. Is it this one? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Let's just draw around the edges. Okay, we can fill that. Oh, actually undo. Let me just put the eye in so I know where it goes. Oh. Shit. Okay, that works. Let's just fill in the bit up here and then paint the rest. Put the beak in. Should it be like a little bit more pointy maybe? Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I don't like, that's kind of a bit hard to turn off. So he got like a whole bunch darker, which I didn't mean to do. So let's fix up the coloring. That's kind of weird, yeah. And the beak, I do like it that a little bit longer. So the colors are a little bit wrong. Let me just get the right color. That is not the right color. It must have been this. That's it there. Okay. Okay, you, my friend, ended up a whole different color. There we go. That makes more sense. All right, let's give this guy like a little bit of a flap. So his wing gonna come up here, right? And I guess it's the underside, so it's gonna be a little bit darker if we're assuming that the light's coming from the top. I don't know art. I failed art in school. I'm really bad at it. It's one of those things where like I really wanted to actually go into 3D like modeling, but then everyone talked me out of it, and I think they ultimately I wasn't happy at the time, but like ultimately it was the right choice because I'm not that good at this stuff. Let's put his feet back on. Okay. I mean, is that just not like the best burb you've ever seen? Probably needs more frames. Maybe we should go for 2 more frames so that it's not as like crazy. I mean, that is kind of funny, but like, you know, how many layers? How many new frames? It says 1/2 new layers remaining. Purchase to get unlimited layers. Okay. I can have them all on this. Can I move this? Frame? Move left. There we go. Oh, I can duplicate as well. Link. Ooh. Undo. Unlink. Link right. No, we don't want to do that. Layout frame. I actually want to duplicate that frame because it's going to be easier for me to do that. Delete. And then same with this. Clear. No. Delete. And then duplicate. And then we can go back to this one. We can do like a half swing. What was the most realistic? Oh, that was the most realistic burb you've ever seen. Yeah, you know it. Excuse me. So what does a half one look like? Something like this, where his like wings kind of up. I suppose it needs to be like an outline. Obviously, I'm not like focusing super hard on the art. I just wanted to try and do something because I thought it would be fun. This way. Something like that. That looks really bad, but we'll roll with it. And I guess this one's going to be like coming back down so that it's like... So where's the eraser? Oh, I'm still on eraser. 3D. And color this in. I could use the fill, but I'm lazy. All right, let's see what our brilliance has brought us. Play. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, the real challenge is going to be, how do I get this beautiful specimen of a bird into my game, right? Because that's something I've actually never figured out yet. Can I rename it? What are we doing here? Canvas size, then export to gallery. I guess that's what we're doing. Export type GIF. That might be an issue. And its resolution is really enlarge image. White underlay, no. So the question is, if I export as a PNG, will it do a... I guess we're about to find out. Is it going to do a set of images, or is it going to do... Now the real challenge is going to be like trying to figure out how to get this into the project. I don't know if I'm going to be... I mean, that's... Oh, it crashed. Right. Let's get back into this. I don't know. This might be a little bit challenging. I'm a bit concerned, to be honest, because it didn't give me an option to export to a location. Not that I really even know where this is, to be honest. I need my mouse and keyboard back. What happens if I like copy path? I can't actually open in so I guess the question is going to be like images, drawing 2. There he is. it's just an image. So I didn't get the full GIF. No, that's not what I want. I don't want it large. I don't want it that. So what are my options here? WebM, WebP, A-Sprite. Yeah, I might be kind of stuffed, eh? Because the GIF isn't going to help me much, is it? Like, Godot can't detect GIFs, right? I'm sure I can open up in Krita and like Photos and Pixel Studio and all that kind of stuff. But really what I want to do is move this to... Let's just copy then. I don't even know where the documents... Oh my god, so many sensitive informations. So many sensitive informations. What am I doing? Just doxing myself. I guess what I can do while I do this is you guys can look at the YouTube homepage so that I don't accidentally dox myself more than I already have. Okay, so how do I do this? Folder view. I don't actually know where it's saved. That's the issue, right? Like the challenge is, and I hate fucking Godot 4. It's storage emulated documents, Flappy Bird clone. I found it. Okay, file navigation is such a fucking joke. It is so bad in Android. It's worse in freaking... Okay, I got it. Internal storage. Documents. Move here. Okay. Why is the chat so quiet? I don't know. Sometimes it just goes quiet. It's all good. Just, it is what it is. Display capture. Okay. So, we managed to move the GIF. Now, I don't know if GIF is actually even going to work in Godot. My instinct is saying no. It keeps crashing. Cheap viewers on... Oh, mate. Cheap viewers on Get fucking banned, mate. Bots. Okay. Okay, so we have the bird.gd. I moved it here. I don't see it in there. So I would say like no. Which is kind of a problem in terms of being able to, like in terms of exporting this as a GIF versus like, I mean, I suppose there is like an add-on for importing A-Sprite into Godot, right? Like maybe that's an option. PNG, I don't know. We can try that again, and then if I go to the file browser, I won't accidentally dox myself this time. It says new. The other interesting issue that I've had with... I just went back to documents. I need to go do pictures. With the tablet is that the storage doesn't update immediately. So when you move something somewhere, it doesn't always register that it's been moved. Okay. Alright. Alright. Oh boy, it's really not that stable. See, I don't know how you could do like a big project with this. Like, it would be pretty hard. Not impossible, just really difficult. Okay, so I can see it there. It is just that one image, right? So I think I'm going to have to export them individually, or unless that program has an option for me to see it as like a single image. Because that's the issue, really. It's good. I really like it in terms of just like being able to draw. It's not like Pixels. The other one that people use is just not that great. But I'm gonna have a problem here where I'm going to need to export each one individually and then use an animation player to play swap in each sprite or something like that. Animated sprite probably would work. So let's just do that then. PNG. See, the thing is, jeez, this is going to be an issue. Move left. It seems to be it's always the top one, right? So let's do that. Export to gallery as a PNG. Don't enlarge image. Don't do a white underlay. Export. And then we go next. We're going to move left. We're going to move left. And then we will export. Sometimes you just got to brute force it. PNG, enlarge image, white underlay, export, export. Okay, and then last one, move left, and come down that, export to gallery, PNG, export. Okay. So if I go back to the internal storage, we're going to get pictures, pixel art. I mean, realistically, I should just move them all now. I've got every single frame. So let's just go to pictures, right click on that, move, and then come back to documents, Flappy Bird clone, move here. That'll work. Right, so run this. Are you using a tablet or a normal size smartphone? I'm using a tablet. I don't have an Android phone at the moment. I switched to iPhone last year. Every time I try to open it, it crashes. So like, I mean, realistically, like if you were doing this on a phone, it would be incredibly difficult. Like it's hard enough on the tablet. The tablet's pretty small, but the phone, like if you had like a flagship phone, which a lot of people don't have. So if you had like, whatever the size is these days, like, what do I do for a living? I'm an accountant. Yeah. And I've connected a mouse and keyboard to it. But I think realistically, if this was your only option, you need to have like a Samsung, right? Like it has to be a Samsung so you can get DeX support. Because if you had DeX support, this would be a breeze. It would just be like using a regular computer. The input's a bit laggy. The file system's kind of weird, but like it works. And like so far, I haven't had too many issues. I can't exit software, but if you were using it in DeX mode, it would be windowed. It would work a lot better. I think I'm wholly confident that it would be a lot like just using an underpowered computer. But for this particular challenge, I thought, and also like, because I'm making Flappy Birds, which is really like a touch kind of game, if I switch to DeX, it's going to be on my computer screen and I won't be able to interact with it, interact with it via touch. So I thought, keep it as touch and we'll just go with that. Tried using it to make a game once, but it was too stressful, so I gave up. Yeah, I mean, like, you'd have to be really dedicated. I think, honestly, it would need to be with Samsung DeX or a tablet. I couldn't see myself trying to do this with a smaller device than I already am right now, because this is 10 inches and it's a lot to try and do. It's slow, and when it fucks up, it's really hard to get back. There's no feedback when the game crashes. That's probably my biggest gripe by far. Okay, so I've got all these images. And I'm missing one of the drawings, which is super annoying. It's gonna be the best we can do, guys. Like, actually a problem. I don't know what you do for pixel art. I think there's one that's based on Godot, which would be like, also Destus, hey, I just noticed. I watch your TikToks. They're funny, man. I really like them. The animation stuff. That's you, right? Yeah, it is, for sure. Yeah, your TikToks are hilarious, dude. Shout out. Where's my mouse? Is disconnected from the tablet now. All right. How do I do this? This has to be an animated texture, right? Change type. Animated sprite 2D, I think is going to be what it needs to be. And then I click into this and the animation is like a new sprite frames. And then I click that and it shows up down here. And then I can draw in, I can bring in each frame. Here we go. Here we go. See this? It like goes up and down. I haven't clicked it. It thinks there's an active touch. Super annoying. Yep. That's the same one as before. Delete that. Okay. So, it's not much. Where's the fourth picture? Oh my god. Oh my god. Number 2. Move left. Properties. Duration. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Export to gallery. PNG. Export. Get back to the file system. Documents. No. Pictures. Ugh. Move. This file system is trash. I guess they never really like thought about people using this as like a regular computer. And so they never built in like, they just like, yeah, I mean, it is technically just Linux's, right? Rename. Okay, so that's the last one. Like, it is just the Linux file system, but for some reason I find it so much worse to deal with. No, I didn't want to go back to that. Fuck that program. No, that program is good. It's just like, it lacks the export options. Why can't I see that? Drawing 2.1, 2.2. I'm gonna. It doesn't update the. Fuck. Really can't save and close. This is the issue that I have with the tablet. It doesn't update the file system like straight away. There it is. Okay, so these are all out of order. I believe it was open, and yeah, I mean that's good enough. Actually, I think it was this one, and then this one, and then he's closing, and then it repeats, right? And then the scale, I think, needs to come up for this to work, because he's a small boy now. Visibility, texture, linear to make it crispy. No, nearest. There we go. And transform. I don't know. Let's make it scale up by 10. Does that seem right? It's still really, it's probably a little bit too big. I use a website to make pixel art. That's honestly, that's probably a better choice than any of the apps. And I said that right at the start, like for the majority of things, if you go to the web, you have a better experience. Okay, so my amazing Flapping Bird. It looks so weird. Anyway, does it just start automatically? Yeah, there's the button there. Okay, cool. Default. What is that website, by the way, Bluetooth Bird? Help a guy out here. Oh, look at that. Look at that specimen go. Absolute beauty. It's called Piskel. Okay, cool. Oops, I died. What a beautiful, beautiful bird. Hang on a second. I'm a bit worried about what was on the browser last time I opened that up. So I'm just going to cover it up while I do it. I'm making sure I'm not accidentally showing things that I don't want to show. It's nothing sus. It's just personal information. Piskel. Oh, I turned off the internet. Let's bring it back. Get like a million notifications. Oh, excuse me. Ah, very cool. Is a free online editor for anime. Export to GIF, PNG. Cool, cool, cool. Create sprite. Okay, we can bring back. I just like give you guys the chat. Whoops. We're a very professional stream here. And then I'm gonna get like a million notifications. Because I turned the internet back on. I can probably turn it off now. Add a new frame. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I need to just make the walls. So what should they look like? Is the question. The walls are a little bit more complicated because I'm sort of cheating by just making them really big. So, oh my god, I knew I shouldn't have turned this on. Make it stop. Okay. So, I guess I want to make them like, what color should I make them? I don't want to do anything too complicated because like, it's hard. Oops, just threw the stick around. Green, I don't know about that color. They kind of like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't know if I want to use that or if I'm happy with what I've got. I'm not doing any more animations, so maybe this will be okay. That's still really good though. If I do a tile set, it's better, but like I don't know if I want to actually do the work. I just want to stretch it out. Oh man, I'm so torn about how I want to do this because I don't want to spend too much time on it. Medium 32 by 32, large 64 by 64. We'll have it repeating, and we'll just make it like a piece of tree, right? So fill. It's going to be like a tree branch. That'll work. Yeah, we'll go with that. A totally realistic artistic representation of what bark looks like. This is why my parents wouldn't send me to art school. Yeah. What if there's a button to make it like looping? Ah, it doesn't matter. I suppose if I do it like this and then at the top I do the exact same, should be right. You will never know that it was just me guessing. Awesome. Okay, great. It's a tree. It's a tree, guys. I suppose on the edges, I want to make it darker because I feel like that would look better. Cool. Oh my god. Export to gallery. That works fine. White underlay. Whatever. Okay. Great. Yeah, that works. That's fine. We're not trying to do anything fancy over here. We're just trying to make an example of what this would look like. So let's keep moving. Internal storage, pictures, pixel art. I want to long press it, move, and then press this button, and then come down to documents, Flappy Bird clone, pixel art, move here. That works fine. All right, great. And then obviously this needs to reload. Super annoying. Do you guys know the story about the Austrian painter who got rejected from art school? Nah, I just know about the Australian dude that got rejected from art school. But I promise I'm not going to get mad about it. And I didn't really. I'm just... Oh, shit. I'm just joking. I didn't actually get rejected from art school. All right. All right. Okay, so we've got the wall. How do we do the art for this, mate? So I guess it has to be like a texture or like is it going to be way easier? Lazy mode. Just stretch it. It's gonna look like arse anyway, like who cares? We're doing it in the most lazy way possible. What is it doing over here? It's like a glitch. Oh, we also need a background. That's the other thing you would have, right? We got static since I knocked the microphone, didn't we? I can hear it in my head. I fixed it. Alrighty, alrighty. So we've got our lovely pixel art for the walls. Right? Absolute amazing pixel art. It actually doesn't look that bad, to be honest. I think I might make them fatter. We'll go with that. Okay, nice. Look at him flap. Oh, I flapped too close to the flap. All right, so we have got, we just need our background. So I don't know what it's 1080p, right? But what's a version of 1080p? Flop, flop. Yeah, literally flop, flop. Okay, so let's give it a background. Let's go back to this pixel art thingo and go new. Custom. How wide is it? 1920 by 1080, right? It's not happy with that. Can I just like divide it by 10 then? Will you let me do it 192 by 108? That works, right? If I just multiply that by 10, that just equals the same. All right. It's literally just blue. Like, what else is it going to be? It needs to repeat. So what we can do, we got straight. So now it's going to be straight. Undo doesn't support keyboard input. Swear to God. Maybe it'll be easier with the finger. Don't worry, guys. I'm onto something here. Trust me when I say this is going to work. Let's not worry about it. Let's get a different shade of blue. I don't really like that shade. Can I make the thingo bigger? That's what she said. Is it water? It's the sky, man. You can't tell? I guess we have to make... Nah, we won't make clouds. That's way too specky. Okay. Now, what was the original color for the... Well, not that. Okay, that's it there. Okay, so rather than straight lines, we're just going to go... Okay, that didn't work out as good as I thought it was going to be. Oh my God. No, 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 no. No. I don't like it at all. I just wanted to do some streakies. Set, reset. That it looks like trash, man. What can I say? Maybe we should put a cloud in there for good measure. That's a straight line still. That is not what a cloud looks like. I'm so good at this, man. I have a pencil right here that I could be using that would be way easier to draw with. And then I suppose it has like some highlights. Is it a rain cloud? No. What does a cloud look like? Listen, guys, I teach people how to code. I don't really do clouds. How about a parallax layer? Nah, man, that's way too hard. on a phone? A parallax layer would be better. So the clouds should be separate, right? Like realistically, if I do that. So we just make the background like really, like we just make it blue, right? That's fine. Export to gallery. Right? can I clear the entire thing? Let's just do this. What's the time? Okay, we're running out of time. Let's go with this. Yeah, that looks good. Highlights. A little bit darker at the bottom. Too dark. Yeah, it's totally a cloud. We export to gallery. White underlay. I think I enlarged the other one, so I'm just going to do it for this one as well. That is cloud number 1. It's quite large. It's going to take up a lot of the screen now that I think about it. Dun, dun, dun. Highlights. Highlights. Darker at the bottom. Okay. Export to gallery. Okay. Enough. We've done enough. Let's transfer these in to the project, which is the most tedious activity that I could possibly hope to do. Okay. Maybe it's just the fact of 2 screens. Like if you had like a computer with a single screen, this activity might just be the same, right? Okay. Now we have to reload the project. Okay. We're almost there. Home stretch. And then we can get out of here. Alrighty. So. Level. I guess that is actually a canvas layer thing, isn't it? I'm not using Godot 3 here. Parallax layer. Parallax layer only knows when such of a parallax background node. My bad. Which is a child of the canvas layer, but it goes here, okay there. Great. And I guess it's just a bunch of sprites, right? I actually don't know. Oh my god. That's weird. Centered, animation, region, transform. What does this look like? Okay. Not what I want it to. Scroll. Layer. Follow viewport enabled. Mate, that is not what I wanted you to do. Why does it do that? Like, I actually hate working with parallax layers. Scale 1. Like, it literally went the opposite direction. Motion. I guess, do I just set this to -1? Or I set this to repeat? Like X 1080, right? Offset is 1080 divided by 2. And that should be 1920. Oh yes, we are flying through those beautiful, beautiful skies that aren't repeating enough at all. Why doesn't it work the way I want it to? If you want the texture to display child node, you should account for any scale applied to your texture when we aren't applying any scale, it's fine. But why did it not go on forever? It was just one. Is there another one coming? I guess not. Oh, there it is. Just for a second. There's a parallax backgrounds, come on. Why doesn't this work? Actually, I'm really frustrated. Base scale 111, follow viewport, yes. I hate them. What if I just, no, the offset works, mirroring doesn't. The interval in pixels which is drawn repeatedly useful for creating an infinitely scrolling background. If axis is set to 0, the pixel will only draw once along that direction. If you want the repetition to pixel perfect match, a display child node, you should account for any scale applied to the texture when defining the interval. For example, if you use a sprite child that is scaled to 0.5, which we aren't, note if the length of the viewport axis is bigger than twice the repeating axis size, it will not repeat infinitely at the parallax layer, and it draws 2 instances of the layer. So the problem, I guess, is that this is too big, right? So I should just make it smaller than that. I suppose it doesn't really matter if we just make it 1920 divided by 2. Oh wait, it just doesn't work. I fucking hate parallax backgrounds. Yeah. Why? Or is it, should it be negative? That didn't work, did it? It just went to 0. I can't go past set motion. I fucking don't know. Just attach the whole thing just to the goddamn bird so it moves with it. Parallax background, offset, rotation, scale. Base offset, limit end. No, there is no end. Ignore camera zoom. Yes, well that would be fine. What the fuck, bro? Why doesn't this work? I'm gonna have to watch a tutorial. I honestly don't know, like, how to set up parallax background. Mirroring is the right setting. The offset is for the Y. Maybe I need to set an offset for the Z as well. Like, and maybe it needs to be set to like half of 1920, which I don't even know what it is. 1920 divided by 2. 960. It still don't work, bro. And I'm really bad at this game, although I've made a very bad version of Flappy Bird, so I don't really know if I can complain about that. I need to turn back on cheat mode. Or make my guy smaller. Really, that's the other option. Because this kind of sucks. Collision shape. You shrink now. That works. I just don't understand why it doesn't. Oh, it just like repeats at the most like weirdest time. Is it ever gonna repeat? Fuck this shit. Parallax backgrounds. Sorry, I'm gonna watch something because I want to get this working. Godot parallax background. 3 years ago, and that's a bit too long ago. I want a Godot for infinite scrolling background. Give me a second, I'll show this on the screen so everyone can watch it. And I'll pause the music and turn up the desktop because last time that I watched something, it was not audible. Oh, there's like no display settings. Oh, I should probably check those. Centered. Okay. All right. I think I know where I'm going wrong with this. Let's just bring it back to the display capture. All right. So sprite frames, yada yada yada. We have to set that to centered, and then in the parallax, I can get rid of the offset. Super annoying. And then I guess that's pretty much it. Still not repeating. Yeah, once it like goes off screen, it repeats. And then only twice. So I need to probably make that half, right? Like div 2. Fucking hell. I don't understand the repeating bit. I guess we can observe. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That doesn't make any sense. Playback speed 0.5 times. I'll bring this back so you guys can see it. Set its mirroring to its width, which is 300. It just works, no problems for them. Not the same size as the screen. Palm Mountains. It's only half, right? There'll be texture popping. Yeah, what the fuck? Oh, duplicate it. Yeah, but I don't have that issue. My issue is that it's just, it is the width. Maybe I've got like a problem with the viewport size. Let's have a look. Let's bring it back on screen. Now I set it to 1920 width by, and that's just the window size. Like it's like whatever. And I think the only other difference that I had with mine is viewport instead of canvas items. I don't think that's like actually what I want. It looks pretty much the same, so maybe we'll roll with that. And then just with the mirroring, it's 1920. Like I don't know what to say other than it's 1920. Like it should go on forever. I don't know why it doesn't. Like it's so frustrating. X, Y. I gotta like, I mean, I don't do 2D for that much. So like, I don't actually know visibility. Maybe because it's follow viewport. Is that was the error the entire time? I think it was. Dump. Okay, never mind. Okay, I just suck. All right. Okay, that's fixed then. We can add the clouds. We can duplicate this layer and change the sprite to that. And then duplicate that and change the sprite to that. That looks kind of cool. They're a little bit big, but it is what it is. Motion, mirroring, offset, whatever. Yeah, okay, we just got big fat ass cloud while we play. We also, I didn't set up anything for the, for like if you go off the screen to like tell you that you lost. All right. But we'll say that this is our beautiful, very grey Flappy Bird with bits of wood and a seagull with funny legs. So this is the project. How easy is this to turn into something that you can import, like something that you can play, right? Like this is, I mean, it's not that great, but it's playable. Like if you open this up on the web, it would be something that would work. So the question is then, what is this become for like Android? Like, how do you turn this into like something that you can present to other people, right? That is something that I'm actually really interested for. Like, obviously, Android runnable. Can you just export an APK? I don't know. I'm about to find out, I guess. Export format, APK. Debug keys. Like none of this stuff is filled in. Like normally if you're exporting to Android, you need to have like your key and all this kind of stuff so that it can be installed. Perhaps if you don't have this, it will just do something that can only run in your project. I don't know. I'm actually expecting to have issues, but I'm not going to do anything. I am just going to call it this. I never named the project. So I guess it's just called like Flappy Bird clone. That's fine. All right. So scene project, export. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's just press this button. It wants to export to this project. I'm actually going to go up one. and create a folder called Godot exports. Export with just test game. And I just realized I forgot to turn the music back on, so it's very quiet in here. Let's crank that, as Soldier Boy said. So, I guess it's going to let us export. I don't know. Well, let's just go. Did it do it? Okay. Android test. Wait, hang on a second. Godot exports. Testgame.zip. It's literally just the binary. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. There's a .godot and everything. Huh. Interesting. I don't know about that. Testgame.zip. Okay, so I guess it just if there is an APK there, the file system doesn't detect it, which is weird. No, it normally would detect the APK. I think. All recognized. Okay. Well, what about a web version? Like, can I upload this to the web? You can create a. Okay. Target platform. Target platform requires S3TC BT texture compression. Import. Enable. Fix import. I want to know if I can run this on my computer. That's going to be the ultimate test. Let's create a folder. Windows. It just turns into a zip. I'm actually debug only. Export PCK. I'm really not sure this is working. What about web? Surely web is something. Is it because I'm not setting the export path? You cannot file name. Let's call it test. I'm honestly not too sure. Windows? Why is it like just HTML? But actually, is it because I didn't do that before? Storage already exists. You want to override it? Yep. Like, I honestly don't think it's doing anything. And then this one was meant to just be an APK, right? Like maybe I don't know. Web, Windows, create folder, Android. Interesting. Save. Test.apk. Export. That one is the most likely one to like work, right? Godot exports. Oh, it hasn't detected any of that shit. But like Samsung's kind of shit and it doesn't update all the time. Documents. Godot exports. Still not there. What? You're 3 hours late? Yo, hey man, that's cool. Sorry you didn't make it in time. I'm trying to figure out how to export onto like an Android device from an Android device, and it is not going well. Export. Oh. Whoops. I never meant to put it there. That's kind of annoying. But okay, I guess that's where it is. So under Flappy Bird clone, under Android, we still only see testcame.apk. I don't know. Installation files, edit favorites. Like, what is this? It should just detect them. I'm under the impression it doesn't work. I did a bunch of other exports for Windows and stuff. I don't know how I'm going to get them into the computer. I've got a cable here, but it's pretty far away from everything that I need. So, I don't. Do I have a USB-C? No, it's all just USB. Alright, bear with me. It might need to just be, I'm going to need to jiggle things around a bit. Yeah, we'll see. We'll plug it in. Unplug the charger. But I'm pretty sure I've only got one USB-C. Wait. Oh, but then I could use. Hang on, I'm cooking. Cooking here. Give me a. Oh wow, it turned to Dex mode. I mean, I suppose I don't really need it anymore. Like, we can just yank it, and I'll bring back the desktop. Right? We'll do that, and then I'm gonna see if I can get access to these files on my computer to see what it's outputting, because it feels kind of weird to me. Like, it just seems wrong, and it's not giving me any feedback, and I don't know. So I'm just gonna plug this into the computer, see what comes up. Go for a dig. I don't think I have to do. Yeah, I think it's detected it. I just to know that I'm still here the whole time. Yeah, no, that's cool, dude. Okay, so even when I had a meltdown that I couldn't get the I had that meltdown with parallax backgrounds. This is my old Android phone, by the way. You can't really tell, it got like smashed to bits. I suppose I could have done it on this. It doesn't have like a way to output, and the USB-C is like all dodgy. I actually wanted to use it for my camera. I use a GoPro. I wanted to use this as my camera for the stream, but like the USB-C port is like really loose, and so nothing stays plugged into it. Anyway, that parallax background. Can't spell guitar. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I've had them for ages. I refuse to get rid of them. That one, I got it when I was like 16 or 17, I think. It was the one I bought. That was my first one, and then that was my second one that I bought it from like a secondhand shop. They're both like not real. They're like Epiphone and Squire, I think is the brand. It's like knockoff Fender and Gibson. Knockoff by the same company, but like cheaper versions. So like they're not super expensive guitars, but they are mine. And I did write all of my music on them. So anyway, yeah, I got two of them. I actually have another one in the cupboard, but I'm going to sell it or give it away or something. It's an acoustic guitar, but it's kind of broken. Okay, so, showing the stats. Doxing myself. Love it. So, let's see if I can have a look at this. This PC. Am I going to get to it? How do I get to it? Nighttime Crafts. Internal storage. Give me all your documentation. Documents? I put it under documents. Can you show gameplay? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, we can do that. If I get it running or I just watch the, yeah, we'll see. Like, because I'm going to try to run it on this. So I've got Godot, right? No, it's under documents and then under Godot. And then, so I've Android game source PNG. Wow, that's weird. Android. No, it's what? Test? It's not even here. No. Documents? Flappy Bird client. There it is. Android. Test game. It was just, all it is the GD, it's like the import, right? Like you just extract that and it would run in Godot, right? This is not like an actual export. That's so weird. Same with the web. This is like an HTML export, right? Yeah, okay. That's weird. So like, if you're using Android to make a game, then what do you do when you're ready to like give it to people? Windows. Like, how do you run this? I've heard Godot Mobile can't export. Okay, maybe I should check the documentation before I expect it to be able to. Let's just copy this down to the desktop. Copy. And paste. Hello? Where are you? Extract. No, don't do that. 7-zip extract to test game. And then we'll come to Godot and import it on the computer. Bring it over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Oh my god. Okay. Import. I guess I go to desktop. How do I go to the desktop? Why is this so hard? Desktop. Godot. Test game. Select this folder. Choose a project or is a zip file. Okay. Browse. Test game. Invalid zip project does not contain a project file. What? It doesn't. Oh, what? Oh no, project.binary. I'm honestly not too sure how they're meant to run it. I need to read the documentation, I guess. Let's just rip the game off the platform. Let's just copy this whole thing down. Copy. Oh, you know what? I'm like, why isn't my keyboard working? It's still connected to the flippin' tablet. Let's see how this goes. Just like copied it down. Import. Go to, yeah, well, let's go here and then we can go up one and then go here and then go select current folder, import and edit. Let's see how like Godot tolerates, because that's kind of interesting to know as well. Like how Godot tolerates going to like the, let's just get this on the screen probably. From the project. Oh man, you missed it. It would have been so funny. This bird is like so badly animated. Okay. Let's quit out. So I have my beautiful Flappy Bird. Why am I suddenly... Okay, so why am I suddenly making a game on a mobile device? It was mostly just to see if I could. So I wanted to see... Basically, I've had a lot of people in the past ask me about putting my FPS template and like making a game with mobile. And I was a little bit surprised at first. I kind of forgot that like Godot runs on the mobile devices or it runs on Android. And so I always like, my response was like, oh, well, good luck, I guess. And I made changes to the FPS project. So what I did was I made it in compatibility mode. So this is in mobile mode. But like I changed it to compatibility mode because so many people were like trying to run the FPS template on their mobile devices in the Android editor, and their mobile devices were not powerful enough to run it in mobile mode. So I had to change it to compatibility mode. And then that helped a lot of people get it running. And that's fine, but I thought it was so strange that people were even trying to make a game on their phones. Like I did it on a tablet. That's kind of like easy mode, right? With a mouse and keyboard. It's not that different from just doing it on your computer, except for the fact that the file system sucks and it's kind of slow. But like for the most part, like the experience is not that different, right? You don't have windows, like you don't have multiple windows and stuff. But like, there are ways around that, right? Like, yeah, it is strange. I don't know. Like people want to do this, and I mean, more power to them. Like if they can do it, but you know, like it's not for me. That's for sure. I've got options, but like if you don't have options, it's really cool that you even can. I think that number one, like the fact that you can even do this is really cool. Would I recommend doing it? If you have a computer, probably just stick with that. That's all I'll say. It's not fun. But you know, all other things standing, like it's fine. I think having a Samsung and having it in DeX mode would be a lot better than what I did, which is not use DeX mode because I wanted to use the touch screen. If it's in DeX mode, I can't use the touch screen because it's like a regular computer. So yeah, I mean, can you make a game on your phone? Yeah, you can. If you really want to, you can. That's all I'll say about it. It's not the best experience, but if you're like patient and persistent, then you could do it, which is really cool. Whoops. All right. And I think that's me for the night. Oh, wow, it's late. Oh. Oh. Alright. I only got 2 viewers on Twitch, so I guess I'll just like stop streaming instead of like raiding somebody because it's kind of cringe to raid someone. Alright then, it's like, yeah. I mean, you can. Send them to the furries again. Nah, it's not enough. There's probably just a bot watching or something, I don't know. Maybe someone will appreciate 2 viewers though, like, let's be real. We can send them to the furries again. Get them overnight. Yurik is here? Hey man, how's it going? You just missed the stream, I'm about to end. Oh my goodness. Godot as a tag. Also, I'm gonna set up a gaming channel on YouTube so that when I'm like decide to play games that I'm streaming, that I'll stream to that channel instead. So that if all my YouTube homies, if you want, you can subscribe to that. I'll post it at some point. It'll be in the Discord when I go live to play games. Godot. A brand new day of possibilities. You can have my 2 strange followers. Alrighty guys, I guess I'll be back another time. Where's my chat? Here you guys chatting. See ya. Yeah, I'll probably be back, I guess, on Wednesday. I don't know how I feel. I've been like work has been really hectic The wife might be waiting, yeah. Nah, she's cool. But yeah, work has been kind of crazy lately. Did you make a game on a mobile device? Yeah, I did. I made Flappy Birds. A really bad version of Flappy Birds. With really bad art, as you can see. My beautiful seagull with wobbly legs. And I had to reduce the size of the flippin' collision shape because I'm actually really bad at this game. And also, like, I did not do a very good job on the spawning of the obstacles. It's just a random spot. It's not really like, it doesn't follow any kind of thing. It doesn't get harder over time. Scratch is better. Yeah, probably. Honestly, yeah. It probably is. Alright. Have I rated? Oh, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, cool. We're going. Alright, guys. I'll see you guys later. What did you use for creating the art? Check the VOD, because I can't remember the name. Alright, guys. See you later.